stakeholders. Stakeholders in the sense that the project needs them to succeed. Okay? The army needs the people to succeed. The people have to be able to understand that these people are not an occupation force per se. Don't forget, these soldiers are citizens of Nigeria. I can assure you there are soldiers, there are generals there who are even from the villages and states within which they have been deployed to serve. So they cannot possibly go there with destruction or damage in mind. They are stakeholders, so are the villagers, the civil populace, and the military. We should be seeing, concerted efforts to actually build what we call a civilian-military relationship. All hands have to be on deck to ensure this succeeds.
As stakeholders, since you were calling it a project, there is a tendency for the stakeholders to want to alter the project negatively or positively. Now, in this case, especially with the picture that the last guest painted of dual government, so to speak, how can the stakeholders here, being the citizenry, help maintain, achieve that project without altering it? If they have to obey the laws passed by the State Assembly, if they do pass such laws, and then they still have to obey the dictates of the military, so to speak, how would that work for them?
Yes, indeed. We can see two parallel governments, if I may call them that. But the confidence I retain is the two are driven by a common goal: security. Both of them will come together and they should be able to manage this situation. There has to be one focus: security. The ethnic, the political, the regional, the party, all those aspects have to be suspended for now. Because without a secured environment, all these ones I've mentioned cannot subsist. First and foremost, we need a secure environment. The military is going to be coming in, the civilians are going to be coming in. Stakeholders have to sit down. Stakeholders in the sense that you have to ensure that the people whom you are dispensing these security measures for are carried along. We need to see what you call integration management on the part of the army. Integration management is not just moving into those places, but kind of diffusing with the social, the cultural environment, the people as, an institution now. Having done that, we are going to also be seeing communication management. There can't be a communication gap. People should be able to know what is happening, when it is happening, how it is going to happen. That builds their confidence in you. We should be able to see an army, civilian relationship, probably even an office or even a mass media kind of center.
It brings me to this other question: what kind of communication, knowing full well that we have to be very careful here? What kind of information will the army be divulging to the people vis-a-vis what kind of information the people can actually get to the army, so that you don't compromise some of these tactics of the military?
I agree with you. Now you can imagine a situation where there is a concerted effort to make the people understand that we are here for you. We are here to help you. Security is crucial. Okay? We are not here to do a battlefield scenario thing. No, it's not really necessary. There's this adage about a U.S. president who once said, you carry a big stick, you speak with a small voice. Something of that nature. That is actually going to bring the people out. That is actually going to do away with the fear factor. And once you've been able to make the people understand that you are approachable, you are going to begin to see some positive and what I call cooperative responses. Even with the government, the civil government in the states, is not going to be to your tent, so Israel. There's one big line dividing us. No, we have to come together and talk. And by the time the governor knows the general is approachable, and the general knows the governor is approachable.
And as a matter of fact, even not just the governor now, the people also, because it's
Exactly.
possible that part of the messages that might have been sent out to people there is that, well, these guys are against us, and so you have to join us to help defeat
Exactly.
this stuff.
Exactly.
So if they get a message, the entire citizen, the population within that area,
Exactly.
that actually you can even see them.
Yes.
Perhaps is that where the mass media center can help?
Really, awesomely. I tell you something, in operational parlance, it's called psychological operations. Psychological operations is handled by the military intelligence and the intelligence arms of law enforcement. And I tell you, don't forget that the militants themselves are a part and parcel of the community. And these people are not orphans. They are not islands to themselves. They have wives. They have brothers and sisters. There is a level, a modicum of compassion in them. There is an Achilles heel, there's a chink in the armor of hardness.
So you should appeal to
Exactly, exactly. You can just imagine people within your community coming to say, hey, these people are not what we think they are. Probably your wives, your sisters, your children are beginning to, develop a fondness for these people. So it's not about the jingles or the media aspect of it alone. The military and the civilian authorities will have to walk the talk. Walking the talk means let it be seen in act and in deed and in words that these
in
people,
those communities,
yes, are friendly.
I mean, because when there were reports that they had captured the Sambisa Game Reserve, they said, well, yeah, we'll interrogate everybody. Anybody who's innocent will be free. You walk away.
That kind of a thing,
That should also be seen by the people.
They should be seen by the people. They should be seen by the people. And the moment people begin to see it and know that, no, these people are actually here not to come and just do like some bull in a china shop kind of approach to things. No, they are here to actually protect us and make things normalize. Then you're going to be seeing gradually, a restoration of normalcy. And even with the militants, we know that right now there is a very dire situation at hand. Even the militants should be given a leeway. A militant should be able to know that, look, despite the odds, despite what has been done, if you turn a new leaf, then your future is spotless. It's what you make of it from now on. So if we begin to apply that, I assure you we are going to make more progress than if we go in all muscles and force.
Okay, the Amnesty Committee of the federal government is still, according to a statement from the presidency, is still working to ensure that dialogue is another option. But let's look at this picture of where there have been reports that some members of the community, the people, have sold out some of the security agents. And now, how would that work in this situation here?
It is not unusual to have sellouts in this kind of operations on both sides.
On both sides?
Yes.
Even with the military that's there now?
On both sides. It's a fact that most intelligence agencies live with.
And that's across the world.
All over. In fact, other than sellouts, a sellout may not even be a sellout. He could just be a mole. He's in you temporarily as a sellout. And he's done with what he wants to do. He goes back home. So we have what we call counterintelligence and counterintelligence operations. There are ways these things are, I wouldn't say reduced to zero, but they are tracked and managed properly. So they don't get to a level where they become, counterproductive or dangerous to the operations. There are possibilities, yes, that people will actually sell out. There are even people that will be afraid of coming in to give information because they fear for their lives. But I'm telling you that what I foresee, what I'm looking at is not about, threats to life or something. Once it becomes a trend, you find out that there is this overwhelming majority. The environment, the society there becomes untenable for anybody who is not pro that trend. Okay? It's just like if everybody here, as we speak, you're all wearing ties. So I am distinct for not wearing a tie. If you instigate or institute a trend and people buy into that trend, naturally, those who do not will stand out.
Okay, while we're talking about sellout here, it brings to mind the question of intelligence. I mean, going into this emergency situation, how well do you think intelligence is